All right, so I just got the Carnaby HE2. I haven't even racked it up yet. I have it sitting on my desk here. I'm so excited to hear how this thing sounds. I've loved the demos I've heard online of it. The thing that I'm most excited about is actually the mid-side insert that this thing has, or just an insert, but using it mid-side. We're going to get to that later on in the video. But for now, let's just take a listen to how this thing sounds, look at the plugin, and see kind of what this thing does. If you look at the plugin and you look at the unit, it looks very much like a typical EQ. Or not typical EQ, actually, a beautiful EQ. But this isn't quite an EQ, so I'm not going into this thinking this is going to sound like an EQ, because this is an exciter, saturator in multiband. I think exciter is the best way to look at it. It's basically going to be pulling harmonics and creating harmonics in 3 different bands. You have 2 shelves, a high and a low, and you have a mid band on each side. We've also got a low cut filter, high cut filter on each side, and you're able to turn the harmonic EQ off per band. So we can really just find where the harmonics sound good and leave them. We have this input right here, which is going to turn on and off the unit. So this is right side and left side. And we've got our frequencies and our gain down here. You have your input and your output, and this is really important. I think driving this thing is going to completely change the sound. We're going to definitely get to that. And then last, we have dual mono, stereo, and mid-side. Amazing. And then we have this insert button here, which is super cool. So on the back of this unit, there's a send and receive TRS. And what's going on here is that we can add any hardware unit and put it in this machine and use the mid-side encoder to turn it into mid-side. And so the reason I got this unit, to be honest with you, I'd heard the demos, I thought it sounded really cool, but this is what led me to actually buying this thing, is that I have the Empress Pultec style EQ, which I love, and I've been dying to hear it in mid-side. So I'm really excited to go over that. We're going to do that later on in the video. I'm going to start by listening to this in stereo mode. I'm just going to go through each of these bands here, listen to the filters, and then let's hop into mid-side and then add the insert in.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change, change. On my lonely shit today, I think the same thing. Better get up off my dick today, hit the pavement. Wanna go and start some shit today, I'm it today, yeah. You never change, change.
Okay, that sounds phenomenal. Just on its own, no mid-side, just stereo mode. Now, what I love about this plugin and the unit itself is that when we're in stereo mode, we only have to use the left side. They're completely linked to the right, so this just turns off and everything controls it. One thing that bugged me a little bit about the plugin, just looking around this really quick, but I already made a quick fix for it, is that if you're in mid-side mode or dual mono mode, you have to click on and off if you're using the plugin to bring it in or out, as well as adding the inserts. And also, there's no linking for the inputs and the outputs. And that would be such a cool, easy thing to do on the plugin itself. So what I did was I created this little Ableton mapper here. So what I have is I can turn everything on and off just with this slider right here. I can add the insert with this slider, and then I can choose the gain for each side. And as you can see, they're linked. So that makes this super smooth. And yeah, I hope they add this to the plugin later on, but for now, this is going to totally work. So let's listen to this now in mid-side, and then let's get to the insert, because that's what I'm most excited about.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change.
That's awesome. If you're on 25 kilohertz way up top and you just crank the sides on this, you get a really nice sparkle without harshness. That's awesome.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change, change. On my lonely shit today, I think the same thing. Better get up off my dick today, hit the pavement. Wanna go and start some shit today, I'm it today, yeah. You never change. Never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't.
All right, so I love the mid-side on this. It sounds amazing. So let's try really driving the sides on this and also doing the opposite of driving what's the walking? Whatever. We're going to do less volume coming into this as well and see what it does to the sides here. So pay attention to these inputs and outputs just on the side channel.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change. Change. On my lonely shit today.
Okay, that's awesome. So in my last video was about SPL Big, and there's also on the console by Softtube, you've got this depth perception, kind of bring something front or back. This is doing that, not level wise. What I'm hearing is that if I drive the sides, it's really, really forward with. And if I do the opposite, if I walk the sides, it sounds like we're further back, but not getting a big volume decrease, if that makes sense. Listen to the stereo field once again, starting all the way driven and then all the way back.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change.
It's softer on the ears when it's not driven, so that's actually really nice. Let's keep that in the middle though, and now let's do this to the mids.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing.
See, that's a great sweet spot. There is a lot going on just by driving this thing. So I really think that link option is important. I really hope they update that. So let's get to the insert section of this, how we can turn other pieces of gear that aren't midside into midside using the encoder. So I've plugged the Empress by Gainlab into the insert section on the back of the HE2, and that is now going to allow this to become a midside EQ, which it currently is not. It's just a dual mono stereo EQ as it comes. I'm super excited to see how this sounds. Unfortunately, I don't have another video camera to show the Empress, so I'm just going to put a screenshot of the settings so you can see what's going on in here.
You never change, never change, never change it. You never change, do you, babe? You never change. We rock the same records, but that ain't the same thing. But you never change. Change. On my lonely shit today, I think the same thing. Better get up off my dick today, hit the pavement. Wanna go and start some shit today, I'm it today, yeah. You never change.
That sounds so dope. This combo, I think, might just be a match made in heaven. All right, so I have a new song here. Let's listen to this completely off, then I'll bring it in, and then I'll bring the insert in. All right, let's add the insert in now.
Wish that we can make it work. You said things that made it worse. No, I committed some dirt. Ooh, no, I did not mean to hurt you. Taking my time trying to work it. I did not do it on purpose. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm only human, not perfect. No. I know I get on your last nerve. I know I live in a fast life. You know you always gonna come first. Tell me this love everlasting. I wanna fuck you with passion. I love you better than him. He just a man of your past tense. Yeah. Is you trying to make it work or no? Lately I've been on it.
That is crazy. This is just one of those instances again where you take this thing off and the song is gone. This is getting racked up. Officially decided right now, this is the song that did it. This is going to go right here where you can't see my racks. Let's listen to an instrumental and see how it sounds on that. We've listened to a lot of vocal-based stuff. Okay, so this instrumental is interesting. This is a track where the pianos are really bright, but they're missing some body and width, in my opinion. So let's listen to this off. I'm gonna bring in the HE2, and then again, I'll bring in the Empress as an insert on this thing so we can hear how that sounds. That is amazing. That's kind of achieving exactly what I thought. Let me just do some quick settings on here on the Empress. Let's boost a lot of the sides around 700 on the mids of this EQ, and let's take a listen with the insert. Listen to those low mids and the mids now. So much body, so much width, but tasteful width. Okay, yeah. This is an amazing, amazing unit. And for the third time or fourth time, I'm just going to say, if you have the budget for it, if you already own the Empress, these two are magic together. I haven't done a review of the Empress yet. I'm going to do that soon. I got this pretty recently as well. But let's talk about the Carnaby HE2. My review for the EQ or the Harmonic EQ itself is going to be a 9.5. Really easy to use. I do recommend this for people that are new to hardware gear or haven't used a lot of hardware gear before. It's super intuitive. There's not a lot of different settings. It's really easy to hear the difference as you're going with it. You can go extreme, you can go subtle. It works for so many different applications. This is a great first piece of gear, I would say. Love the unit. Let's go to the plugin now. The plugin I'm going to give 8 out of 10 for a couple reasons. This could easily be in the 9s. It's super snappy. Love the UI. Those are the positives. As far as the things that I hope that they implement, as I already said, I would love a link knob for the inputs and the outputs like I created here on this little macro knob here so that you could link those. Also linking the ins and outs and the inserts. Another kind of little issue that I have with this is that you have to create a preset for the left side and the right side. It would be so much easier if you could just save one preset that saves both sides. But all in all, I'm super happy with this. I really wasn't sure if this was going to be something I kept, and I'm keeping it. That's not even a question. I'm so excited to work with this thing. These are just my first impressions. I literally have used this for I've been recording for 39 minutes. So that's as much time as I've spent with it. Maybe I'll do a follow-up review in a month or so when I've really got a hang on this. I want to hear this on vocals. I want to hear this on kicks, snares. But I was just doing a mix bus mastering take on this. First look at the Carnaby HE2 for me, and I love it. So I'll see you guys soon.